Thanks for coming our way. I mean, it just elevates this event in so many ways, and what Caitlin has done, not just in on the court, but just in general for women and girls in sport, and such an inspiration and motivation. So, I really look forward to seeing your game tomorrow.
I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA, because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
If you're a basketball player but just a recreational golfer like Caitlin is, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespects the LPGA golfers by thinking she can go into this tournament and do anything.
Caitlin Clark's surprise appearance at an LPGA golf tournament was exactly what she needed this offseason. From the moment she stepped onto the green, the entire golf world was captivated by the undeniable Caitlin Clark effect. Her presence didn't just draw attention. It showed the WNBA what genuine appreciation truly looks like. Golf's biggest stars were stunned by the level of buzz she generated and made sure to give her the respect she's always deserved, something her own league could learn from. And this story is only beginning. Here's how Caitlin Clark left the golf world speechless and redefined what real recognition should be. Nelly Korda, one of the world's top golfers, set the perfect example by welcoming Clark warmly and celebrating her participation. A sharp contrast to the envy-fueled coldness Clark often faces from WNBA players. Korda made sure Caitlin felt included, proving that true athletes lift each other up, and her gesture showed exactly how every league should treat its stars.
She's so sweet, so nice. It was nice to kind of get to spend some time with her. We've messaged a little on Instagram beforehand, but to get to spend some time with her and to see the influence that she has on people, bringing people out here, and to see how amazing of an influence she is just for sports was really cool to see firsthand today.
Maria Fassi, a talented golfer from Mexico, was another standout voice in praising Caitlin Clark, a reflection of how far-reaching the Clark effect has become. Her response radiated sincerity and admiration, proving that when women support one another, everyone wins. Unlike the insecure WNBA players who seemed threatened by Clark's soaring fame, Fassi displayed what real sportsmanship and solidarity look like. Her words made it clear that Caitlin's influence extends beyond basketball, earning recognition across professional sports. That's how it should be done, with respect, admiration, and acknowledgement of talent, rather than allowing jealousy to cloud judgment.
I wanted to come say hi and introduce myself. I play out here on tour. I'm Maria. Thank you for being out here. It's very cool what you're doing for sports, kicking ass.
The Golf Channel went all in on Caitlin Clark's LPGA debut, dedicating extended coverage to both her participation and the long-term potential of a partnership between her and the league. Their discussion offered a refreshing contrast, focusing on how Clark's crossover appeal could elevate women's golf while also providing her with new opportunities beyond basketball. It was a masterclass in recognizing value and potential, something the WNBA has continually failed to capitalize on. The Golf Channel's analysts made it clear a collaboration between Caitlin Clark and the LPGA could be mutually transformative, setting the standard for how women's sports can grow through unity and shared star power.
It's been a huge win already for the LPGA in terms of publicity. Now, what the LPGA does with this going forward, that remains to be seen. But given Clark and her love of golf, saying, she was going to go off and become a professional golfer, I think there's an opportunity here for the LPGA to capitalize and maybe make this into more of a partnership that could benefit both sides beyond just this one-off.
The praise from the Golf Channel didn't stop there. They continued to spotlight how Caitlin Clark's involvement brought a thrilling spark to the tournament, energizing both fans and players alike. Her arrival created a buzz that made everyone take notice, with the golf community rallying around her in admiration. Their outpouring of support served as a model for how a league should treat its stars. valuing them, celebrating them, and making them feel essential. It was a stark reminder to the WNBA that appreciation fuels greatness. The golf world showed exactly what genuine recognition looks like, something women's basketball desperately needs to learn.
There's definitely a buzz in the air. I think there's a lot of excitement about what's to come. Caitlin Clark is actually speaking as a part of a panelist this afternoon. So for those who are lucky enough to be in the room, that's exciting. Of course, people can watch it and stream online as well. But I know players are getting excited about seeing some of Caitlin's action tomorrow.
During the tournament, Caitlin Clark opened up about how she first got into golf. A story that was unexpectedly touching and full of competitive spirit. She shared how she stumbled into the sport, how it quickly became a meaningful part of her life, and how it helps her unwind while still feeding her passion for competition. The tale perfectly captured her relentless drive and love for athletics beyond basketball. Here's how Caitlin described her journey in her own words.
Dad, I loved it. My dad played a little bit growing up, and then I remember for one of my birthdays I asked for golf clubs, and I got this like cute little pink set. It was probably from, who knows, like just the store up the street, and a cheap plastic, not plastic, but pretty cheap pair. I had them for a while. They were cute, and then eventually got some nice clubs, and I really love it. That's
TV host Rachel Dida released a video breaking down exactly what the LPGA got right with Caitlin Clark and how the WNBA failed to do the same. She highlighted how the LPGA instantly recognized Clark's marketability and used her presence to amplify the tournament's reach, while the WNBA consistently overlooks similar opportunities. Dida stressed that the WNBA could learn valuable lessons from the LPGA's approach, mainly the importance of celebrating and promoting its stars instead of suppressing them. Her message was clear: appreciate your icons before they look elsewhere for recognition. Here's what Rachel had to say.
How this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event? Can you live stream it? All of these things. And it ended up being put on television.
When Caitlin Clark officially teed off at the LPGA event, the entire golf scene rallied behind her. Social media buzzed with live reactions, highlights, and praise, while the Golf Channel even started its broadcast 90 minutes early just to feature her play. The enthusiasm stood in sharp contrast to the WNBA's muted, often jealous response, leaving many wondering why one league celebrates its athletes while another struggles to. Rachel Dida expressed that this difference speaks volumes. Clark's presence proved how transformative true support can be when it's embraced instead of resisted. The golf world sees her value clearly. Now it's up to the WNBA to catch up. Stay tuned as we show Rachel's take on how Caitlin Clark's acceptance outside her league offers lessons the WNBA can't afford to ignore.
Now, from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark, and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season last season.
Professional golfer Brittney expressed her admiration for Caitlin Clark in a way that deeply connected with fans of both basketball and golf. She didn't hold back in calling Caitlin a true game changer, not just for basketball, but for women's sports as a whole. Her genuine tone reflected pure respect, emphasizing Caitlin's power to draw massive attention and bring fresh energy wherever she appears. It served as a clear reminder of how influential Caitlin has become and how much the WNBA still needs to learn about celebrating its stars. Here's what Brittney had to say.
She has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I'm in awe. I got a basketball. I'm hoping she signs it for my girls. But it's just really cool to see her coming out. I've seen her swing. I think she has a great swing and she has potential.
Brittney perfectly demonstrated how a superstar like Caitlin Clark should be recognized and supported. Her genuine admiration stood out as a masterclass in respect and positivity, in sharp contrast to the envy Caitlin has faced within the WNBA. This kind of acknowledgement inspires athletes to perform at their best, something the WNBA must understand if it hopes to empower its top players. NBA legend Steph Curry, who also shares a passion for golf, joined the conversation by praising Caitlin's crossover skills and her ability to captivate audiences in any arena. His appreciation echoed the golf community's sentiments, reinforcing how much the WNBA could learn about valuing Caitlin's incredible impact. Here's what Steph Curry had to say.
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence, you can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that, it's at that level. If you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package. And her being the French breaking that record, and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into is a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's basketball.
Golf icon Tiger Woods also weighed in on Caitlin Clark, and his remarks stunned the sports world. Known for being selective with praise, Tiger spoke openly about Caitlin's athleticism, her influence, and the spark she brings to any competition. He stated, "Caitlin Clark didn't get the respect she deserved in the WNBA, and I'm glad to see she's finally getting it from the LPGA." His words carried immense weight, proving just how significant Caitlin's presence truly is. For one of the greatest athletes ever to recognize her talent is powerful validation. Yet, Tiger's comments also served as a sharp contrast to how the WNBA has handled her rise, letting jealousy and negativity overshadow genuine appreciation. Meanwhile, the LPGA has set the perfect example of how to embrace and celebrate greatness. Caitlin Clark deserves nothing less. Around the same time, women's basketball figure Gino Auriemma stirred controversy with remarks labeling Caitlin's golf involvement as disrespectful to the LPGA, though some questioned the video's authenticity. Whether real or fabricated, it only fueled the ongoing debate about Caitlin's ventures beyond basketball. Stay tuned. The next part will leave you questioning everything.
If you're a basketball player but just a recreational golfer like Caitlin is, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespects the LPGA golfers by thinking she can go into this tournament and do anything. There are actually fans that think she can make birdies or even pars. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's golf a bad name. So the kid is set up for failure right from the beginning.
Multiple online sources later suggested that the Gino Auriemma video might have been manipulated or even entirely fake. Observers noticed that several of his supposed comments were recycled from a June interview on The Dan Patrick Show, and visual glitches raised further suspicion. This sparked widespread discussion about how easily misinformation spreads, and how Caitlin Clark continues to face unnecessary challenges, both on and off the court. Amid all this, golf legend Annika Sörenstam, the driving force behind the tournament Caitlin joined, offered heartfelt praise. She thanked Caitlin for taking time from her demanding schedule to participate and emphasized the value her presence brought to the event. Annika's appreciation highlighted Caitlin's growing influence, not only for basketball or golf, but for women's sports as a whole. Here's what Annika had to say.
Thanks for coming our way. I mean, it just elevates this event in so many ways, and what Caitlin has done, not just on the court, but just in general for women and girls in sport, and such an inspiration and motivation. So, I really look forward to seeing your game tomorrow.
Oh gosh.
Annika Sörenstam's recognition of Caitlin Clark was both sincere and professional, a complete contrast to the petty treatment Caitlin has too often faced in the WNBA. Annika not only praised Caitlin's outstanding athletic abilities, but also emphasized the commitment and passion required to compete at such a high level in multiple sports. She commended Caitlin's determination, resilience, and ability to inspire others. Qualities she described as truly exceptional. Her words set a shining example of what genuine support in women's sports should look like, something the WNBA has yet to grasp. Rachel Dida, who has long been outspoken about Caitlin's treatment within the league, echoed that same sentiment with powerful criticism. She argued that the WNBA has failed to fully embrace Caitlin as a generational talent and marketable face of the sport. Instead of elevating her as the league's defining player, the WNBA seems hesitant, even resistant, to giving her the spotlight she's earned, fearing it might upset team dynamics. According to Rachel, this short-sightedness is holding back not just Caitlin, but the league as a whole. Meanwhile, the LPGA immediately recognized Caitlin's potential and maximized it. Her participation brought unprecedented attention to women's golf, boosting viewership and engagement. Rachel pointed out that the LPGA's approach, celebrating a superstar rather than hiding her, should serve as a model for how to grow a league. In contrast, the WNBA's reluctance to promote Caitlin has only highlighted its internal insecurities. The difference in treatment was obvious. While the golf community welcomed Caitlin as an asset capable of elevating their sport, the WNBA seemed more focused on keeping balance among players. This defensive approach, Rachel argued, not only stifles Caitlin's growth, but also limits the league's potential. The LPGA's decision to adjust its broadcast schedule by 90 minutes just to highlight Caitlin's play, along with the social media buzz and live discussions surrounding her appearance, proved how magnetic her presence truly is. Caitlin's reception in the golf world demonstrated how much more women's sports can achieve when star players are uplifted rather than suppressed. Rachel Dida made it clear, the WNBA must wake up before it's too late. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's a once-in-a-generation athlete who has already transformed women's basketball. The LPGA understood that, celebrating her brilliance and using it to inspire growth. The WNBA now faces a choice: continue down a path of jealousy and hesitation, or embrace Caitlin fully and let her shine. Because one thing is certain, Caitlin Clark is a superstar, and stars are meant to be celebrated, not contained.